Hello, today I want to talk about how to succeed in a job interview. Interviewing has always been considered to be stressful, but let me tell you, it doesn't have to be. In this video, I want to share with you 4 main elements that are absolutely crucial for a successful interview. I have myself changed my experience of interviewing from failing at most interviews as a young graduate to getting every single one that I interviewed for using these 4 elements. Now, let me start by saying the main objective that I have is for you to be in a position of power where you can say, I am very good for this position, but do I want it? This puts you in a very comfortable, stress-free state. Let's dive right in. First element. Preparation. I cannot stress this enough. How well you do in an interview will mainly depend on how prepared you are for it. I'll say it again. How well you do in an interview will mainly depend on how prepared you are for it. Think how recruiters, for example, largely because of experience, are always prepared for interviewing people. They know what they're looking for, they know exactly what questions to ask. So before you even go for the interview, clarify what do you want from the job that you are interviewing for. It is not just about getting the job, it's about reaching a specific goal, like getting a dream job or a job that pays well or a job that allows you to travel and so on and so forth. You need to get very clear before the interview so that you know what is essential and negotiable at the interview. Apart from that, researching your company or the position that you're applying for is very important. You should know before the interview some main facts about the company, try to find some facts about it or some interesting facts about it that you can bring out during the interview. You can, for example, say, I really enjoyed your work on X project. During this research, you should also come up with questions to ask the interviewer, be it about the position or the company more in general. Better still, if you can come up with propositions that you might have to help on their ongoing works, it shows that you really want the job and you don't hesitate to take the initiative. One thing though, try not to ask too many questions or questions that can be answered by a simple Google search, or don't ask too many follow-up questions. They can be tiresome for the interviewer and
they show that you haven't really done your research.
Now, how many is too many? Unless you get into a conversation with the recruiter or the interviewer where you both ask each other, 2 or 3 questions are the perfect balance. Also, when should you ask your questions? You can either wait until the end of the interview where the interviewer has asked all their questions, and they typically will ask you if you have any questions. If at the end of the interview they don't ask you this question, then don't hesitate to tell them, I have a few questions I would like to ask you. Or you can, at any point during the interview, if your question is in line with the conversation, you can just ask it. One very good question to ask is, what are your expectations from me and how is my performance measured against those expectations? Second element, personal characteristics. When I say personal characteristics, I mean characteristics that are individual to you. There are some that are a must and some that are plus. Something that you must definitely have is respect. And you show that you respect the interviewer and their time by being on time for the interview. Be it in person or via video, you should make sure that you are there, if not a few moments earlier, at least on time. Best is if you allow yourself some extra time to get lost or take a breather before you go in for the interview. If it happens that you are late for the interview, you should let the interviewer know beforehand. Some other characteristics that are an obvious must include not interrupting the interviewer when they are speaking, following their lead for most of the time, dressing appropriately, and a good rule is, if you are in doubt, dress professionally and conservatively. What is very important that you show that you have is confidence. Not too much, or you'll be considered an arrogant, and not too little. You can allow yourself to brag a little bit. You can show your confidence with 4 elements. First element, your energy. Second, your posture. Third, your tone and pace of speaking. And fourth, by controlling your emotions. Now, you can show your energy by making sure that you have a genuine smile on your face from the moment you enter the room for the interview. This tells the interviewer that you are enthusiastic about the interview and the job, and you cannot wait to share with the interviewer what you can bring to the table. This is why I recommend thinking about what you want before the interview, because if you really want the job, you will inevitably have a spark in your eyes. When it comes to posture, make sure you stand straight, shoulders relaxed and back. Do not lean forward or back too much. Your hands should be in a comfortable position, like on your lap or on the table if you have a table in front of you. Your head should be up and looking ahead. Once you start talking, try to speak at a comfortable pace. Do not go too quickly to show how much excited you are to be interviewing. Don't go too slowly, that is meant to put people to sleep. Speak with a tone that can be heard by everyone in the room. Make pauses where there should be pauses. Be comfortable with silence. Do not use too many filler words. One here and one like there are perfectly okay, but avoid continuously repeating this. Next, do not forget to keep your emotions under control. You want to show some emotion. For example, when talking about your experiences, you can display your enthusiasm and not keep it all neutral. People, even in the professional world, want to be surrounded by people that they know they can have fun working with. One and the only thing that you need to do to keep your emotions in check is breathe. Keep breathing slowly and deep breaths. If you want, you can also do some breathing exercises before starting the interview. It helps you calm down. Third element, interpersonal characteristics. Here I am going to go quickly over characteristics that have been mentioned so many times before. 1. Have a good handshake. A powerful, not flaky and sweaty handshake. 2. Maintain eye contact. It's very important that you make eye contact with the interviewer. This is crucial to building a rapport with them. How to make good eye contact? If comfortable, look directly into their eyes. If not comfortable, you can look in the space between their eyes. Do not go higher, like the forehead that many suggest. It becomes very obvious that you're looking at their forehead. It's a bit weird. What is very important is that when there are several interviewers, make eye contact with all of them. Make sure you look at everyone present at the interview, not only in the beginning, but during the entire interview. This way, everyone will be more present during the interview, listening to what you have to say, and maybe lean towards you when evaluating all candidates. One trick that I can give you, try to think about the interview from the interviewer's perspective. They have to do this with so many candidates. It becomes tiring, repetitive, even boring. So try to put yourself in an advantageous position by trying to make the process of interviewing you more fun, by making them all feel included with eye contact, less bored with your energy, more fun, showing that you care and that you want to deliver. You immediately stand out from other people that are being shy, trying to hide how much they want the job, and trying so hard to convince them that they are good. Fourth and last element, technical characteristics. Now, technical abilities will vary according to the job, but the way you should advertise them remains the same. To do that, you should tell stories. These stories draw instances from your previous experiences to show how you fulfill the requirements for the job. They don't have to be big and very important. Simple stories to prove the point work. Try to include significant details, but keep them short and on point. Telling stories makes you more relatable, helps you build rapport with the interviewer, and most importantly, show that you understand how to tap on your experiences when needed. Interviewers themselves have questions that you should be prepared to answer. This is part of the preparation process that I talked about. Along with the responsibilities and the duties of the job, the majority of technical questions should be obvious. If not, you should research a little. Find out those questions and then think thoroughly about how to answer them best. I promise doing this will remove most of the stress that comes with job interviews, because you will have already prepared for anything that they might throw at you. Bottom line, the question that every interviewer has will either be asked directly or indirectly is, why should I hire you? You should be absolutely sure that you have the best answer to this question. The best that I have found so far is anything that translates into I will produce far more value than I will cost. This means you are not perfect. You will of course need training at one point or another, and that you will face challenges, but at the end you will overcome everything and anything and succeed at doing a very good job. Keep in mind though, if it is not obvious before the interview what the interviewer is expecting from you, be sure to ask the interviewer beforehand. You need to know beforehand what experiences and capabilities you need to tap into to show that you have what the interviewer needs. Finally, try to practice as much as you can. If you practice these 4 elements, I assure you, you will at the very least start experiencing interviews very differently. They can still feel a bit stressful, but applying everything that I've talked about in this video, I dare say that you will start enjoying interviews. With time, doing interview after interview, you will start gaining more confidence, and you prove to yourself that you do not have to settle for any job. What I suggest is that you take one step at a time. Start with the preparation, think about it, then move on to the second element. Record yourself to see how you present yourself, your posture, your tone of voice, and so on. And then watch a recording and see for yourself what you need to change, what you need to improve. For the third element, you can do a mock interview and record yourself to see how you interact with the interviewer, which can be a family member or a friend. Take it one step at a time. This will allow you to be easy on yourself, first of all, because it might feel frustrated because you won't be able to do everything at once, and you might think that it's not possible, but I promise you it's very possible. I wish you all the best of luck in your future interview. If you have anything that you might want to ask or share with me, leave a comment below, and keep an eye out for other videos on interviewing in the upcoming weeks.